Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Eastern Shore Talk, your podcast for all things self care and movies. If it's your first time tuning in, welcome. We're glad to have you. If you are watching on YouTube, please hit like, hit subscribe, and leave a comment. If you're listening on one of the other podcast platforms, hit subscribe, hit follow, leave a comment or review. It helps us greatly. This is episode 79, and I'm Jay Watson.
I'm Cathy Castle.
And Cathy and I are going to take this episode, since we've only got 4 days until the Eastern Shore Self Care Expo. We're going to take this whole episode and talk about how and why that came to be, what we kind of hope comes from this. We're going to try to talk a little bit about all the vendors that are participating, all the vendors that have been happy and gracious enough to join us and participate, both the tabling vendors and the food vendors. We're going to talk a little bit about all of them so you guys can kind of get an idea of who you can expect to see out there this coming Saturday. But first things first, let's do a real quick check-in, Cathy. So what's going on with the Castle?
What is going on in the Castle? I have to stop and think. Jay, everybody's getting for their school routines,
Any camping trips lately?
No, but I'm trying to book a couple. I'm trying to get them. But yeah, this weekend we kind of were home and stayed put. Like I said, the boys are getting to their routines. One college student that's complaining daily about the amount of workload.
A brand new college student, yeah.
I'm like, no, how many kids do I have? I have to go back. I feel like when a kid enters college, I feel like I'm going back to college, and I really don't want to do that again. But anyway, and then the two school teachers are back,
but you've got a brand new school teacher.
Brand new teacher, yeah. So we're trying to get into our routines, and I want to hold on to summer. And
you still have a newlywed?
Still have a newlywed.
So how long does the term newlywed apply when someone gets married? I'm curious.
That's a good question.
I always thought it was a year.
That's what I think. 12-month category.
Yeah, the first year you get what's the first year? Paper is the official gift.
I'm not sure.
It is paper. It's those silly things. But I think after a year you're no longer can really be considered a newlywed anymore.
Well, and you'd appreciate it, right? We've had the first football game came back into the lives of everybody, or NFL. I guess. How long is college football? Has that been a couple weeks?
It was a week earlier. They did a week. They started a week earlier, but they end in December. Yeah.
This is the time of year where I find my place and I go there because I can't hear. They'll yell at the TV and yell at the refs and yell at everybody. So I will pay attention to.
They were probably having a fit the other night.
I had already left. I already gone upstairs to hibernate when all that happened. Although we did catch that. Did you see the Oriole?
Well, 2 back-to-back.
Oh, my gosh.
That was pretty cool.
The Cal Ripken night.
Oh, yeah.
Where they were in a no-hitter.
No-hitter for 8 2/3 innings.
So, we were watching a movie, and I had dozed, which was classic. And then I woke up and watched the end of the movie and tried to act like I didn't doze off. And then I heard Marty say, we might as well just put the no-hitter on. I mean, it's history. And I'm thinking, that's dumb, but I didn't say that. So they put it on, and, because everybody's just mad that the Orioles are losing all year. But so we put it on, and I thought when Jackson Holiday came up, I was like, you know what? That baby bird may show us something on Cal Ripken night. I'm going to tune in, right? I was like, and then boom, home run. I was like, oh, no, now we got a ball game. That was fun, right?
Yeah. But to have... What I thought was cool, Cathy, was when Holiday hit the home run, and now the pitcher doesn't have the no-hitter anymore. So the Dodgers, they took him out. And the Oriole fans gave him a standing ovation.
Yeah, they did, right?
That's just, I'm sure a lot of places would have done that, but that's kind of...
Thank you for not letting us get the no-hitter.
But, the thing was, not only did they break up the no-hitter, then the next guy got a hit. Then Gunnar got hit by a pitch. Then they brought 2 guys, so now it's 3-2. Then the next guy gets a base hit, and they end up winning. They had not had a single hit.
Isn't that crazy?
With 8 2/3, and ended up winning.
Yeah, with 2
the night
outs.
Before, the rookie Basayo hit the walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th inning. So
that's crazy. Those are exciting games. You
and it's
can't.
funny. We're fortunate enough. The Orioles have Jim Palmer as one of the analysts in the booth for the TV games, and Ben McDonald as well. And neither one of them had ever seen anything like that. Jim Palmer's been around the game for 60 years, literally 60 years, and he said he's never seen anything
Wow.
like that. Where he said he's seen teams lose a no hitter, like be no hit for 8 innings and end up losing 1-0. He's seen that a couple times, but not where you're losing 3-0
Right.
and you
You
come
need to
back
get
and
four
get and,
runs
and yeah get 4 runs with 2 outs
with two
after
outs.
you had been no hit before that. He said he's never so. You just when they tell you don't give up to the last out. You just you never know because whether it's the Orioles or some other team, there's always a couple things each baseball season throughout the Major League Baseball that we've never seen before. Some weird comeback or something. You just never really know. But
And then I got on and watched the clip on YouTube about the pre-show. Where the old timers came out to
yeah,
support Cal. Did you
yeah,
see that?
yeah.
That was fun to see some of those old guys come out.
And what was cool was Ryan Ripken was two the
Yeah.
night that Cal broke the record, so he didn't remember anything. So he actually works for 105.7 The Fan.
Oh, really?
He does analyst. He does the
I
pregame show for all the Orioles games when they're at home at Pickles Pub. Him
didn't
and
know that.
yep, and he comes on and will fill in for somebody if they're on vacation as one of the
Hmm.
sports talk guys. He's actually pretty good. They showed him in the crowd. Man, he just he doesn't look as much like his dad as he used to. He's got like dark hair, which is strange because neither one of his parents have dark hair. His mom had blonde hair,
Okay.
unless it was bleach blonde. But
That's true.
he's
That's
engaged
fun.
now, so he just got engaged. Ryan did, so they were talking about that. That was kind of cool. But so yeah, your Ravens lost, but
Oh,
my
they were
Commanders won.
disgusted by that. They were disgusted by the Ravens loss. Well, but we root for the Commanders because Dan Quinn.
Dan Quinn, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won. They're going to have a tough one. They play Thursday night this week. That's going to be a tough one because Green Bay is really, really good this year. That's who they play this week. So that'll be a tough one. Um, my major check-in topic, Kathy, is I made the first official pot of vegetable beef soup for
It's
the
fall.
season. It's
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 fall. It's officially
it,
fall.
it's it's
It's fall.
funny, even though that's not till the 22nd. Somehow, something about the football season starts. It just makes it feel a lot like kind of like how Memorial Day kind of unofficially starts summer.
Yeah.
Football season kind of unofficially starts fall.
That's so true, right?
So, as a matter of fact, I had another bowl of it right before I popped on tonight to start recording. Man, it's it's so funny. I'm just like, no matter how many times I make it, how many times I've eaten it in my life, every time I'm like, man, this is good.
Now I need to try it. I'm telling you, I
And
need to
look,
try
I'm not,
it.
it's probably not any better than anybody else's, but it's something about something like hearty and hot and just
Now, do you have crusty bread with it?
not. I just no, I can't do crusty bread. I got to have nice, soft, white bread and butter that I fold over on itself and I dip in the juice.
So wait, do you have the two? So the butter's sticking.
Yep.
I don't like the butter to stick. I don't like to stick.
Well, I don't like the butter, like to dip my bread butter in the soup and leave butter in the soup. So
Right.
that's why I make an envelope. I make like a burrito with bread butter and
Yeah,
then
but if
dip
you
it.
get some good crusty bread that's really soft inside,
See,
mm,
I like all of it soft. I can't.
all soft. I'm
There's only
crusty. Doesn't that figure? You're
there's,
soft. I'm crusty.
there's only a couple brands of bread that I'll get that are like
Sunbeam, what are you doing?
no, Sara Lee's really good and like soft and doesn't get weird. And Wonder's usually pretty good. Like I don't like the I'm not like really porous. It's not real soft. I just like that really soft and the crust is soft too. I just like a soft
You know what
white.
I did last night is I'm gonna say I'm not even gonna say how I'm not gonna pronounce this. I'm gonna say it wrong. Anyway, I took this loaf of bread that was a loaf and I cut it and I do this a lot. if like we had pasta last night, and I will put butter on one side and then like grill it. You know what I mean, in a pan,
Yeah.
and then we eat it like that.
Hmm.
I don't even put garlic on it.
No, I tell you what I do like. I like fresh baked bread that kind of gets a little
Yes,
bit of a hard crust and it's soft inside with some
that's what I'm
melted butter.
talking about.
Yeah, I like, but it's something about. I want every inch of the bread to soak up the juice, and if you've got a crusty outside, it
It's a
doesn't seem like it
barrier.
would. Yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it would soak up as much. So, um, but I love the taste of like good, fresh, home baked
Oh yeah.
bread.
And the
Um,
smell of it, I like the smell of it.
oh yeah, even just like as you're cooking it or baking it, just the
Yeah.
house smells like
Now I
bread.
want bread. I want fresh bread and soup. Thank you very
Oh, it
much.
was even tonight. I put it in the bowl, popped it in the microwave, and
It's probably better.
every time I say it out loud, I'm like, "Damn, this is good." There's nobody here, it's just me, but I say it out loud every time, and I know it's going to be good. It's like it surprises me, like, "Oh wow, I'm surprised,"
That's
but no,
funny.
every time.
Yeah, I like it.
It's I kind of the only thing I don't like about it is it's kind of a long process
Mm.
to make it. But once it's made, I just throw the whole pot in the fridge, and like Sunday, I had it for lunch, so I put it on the stove and heated it up for lunch Sunday, and left the pot without any heat on it on the stove with the lid on it. It was still hot at dinner time, not like boiling hot, but it was still like
Did you have it? Did you eat it both times?
yeah.
Do you
But I
have
mean,
it like a Dutch oven?
as a matter of fact, I had to wait for the pot to cool down even after dinner to put it in back in the fridge. And I had warmed it up, heated it up for lunch, but it didn't cool down enough till probably like 6 o'clock to like
That's
put it
funny.
in the fridge. Because if not, it sweats. And that's when like there's actually what's it called? There's some kind of bacteria that grows if you put a hot something in the fridge and it sweats on the out. There's some kind of bacteria that happens. But anyway,
I didn't know of this.
yeah.
Great.
Plus, you just don't want to like burn your fridge, like the plastic shelves on your fridge or whatever. So I normally wait till I can like touch it with my hand. It's still warm, but then I'll put it in
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fridge. But anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, it was my first. It was my first one of the season, and I'm like, it helped me over. I was debating. I was like, I've been thinking about it for a while. I'm like, well, I'm not going to want to do it this coming Saturday because there's too much going on.
Yeah.
So I better do it this past weekend. And I did. So yeah. So I've been eating good since then. Um, I think I might next time I do it. And I think if I said this to myself last time, I always think I'll just make a big pot. I'll eat it all. Like I had it one day. I had it yesterday for lunch at work, and I think, well, I'll eat most of it, but it's so much. So I think I'm gonna
Freeze
maybe.
some.
No, I'm not a freeze. I just it never tastes right to me.
Mm.
Anything, but anyway, I think next time I might cut my ingredients quantities in half, and just have less waste. I mean, it'll still be plenty for
You have
me.
nothing in your freezer?
Oh yeah, I've got like frozen vegetables,
Sorry. Just
stuff
curious.
like that. Mainly stuff like that. Um, yeah, that's not a stuff in not a lot of stuff in my freezer, but like just well, I'm trying to think what else is in there. Frozen vegetables for sure, because I'll eat them whenever, especially when I do soup. Um, I used to be one that would do concentrate, frozen orange juice
Mm.
concentrate, but I
Mm.
just
Yeah.
I just buy orange juice in the
Yeah.
that might be Kathy. That's all that's in there. It's just frozen vegetables in my freezer. There's probably 2 or 3 packs of every kind of vegetable you can think in my freezer. That's probably about it. My fridge is full of stuff, but my freezer's not. It's
You know
pretty
what I
full.
like to put in the freezer? My dad grows those poblano peppers, and I like to cut them in small pieces and freeze them. And then if I'm making soup or whatever sauce, then I'll just pull out a few and chunk them in. I like to do that.
So tonight we're going to talk about. We're going to really get down and dirty and the nitty gritty, the dibble dabble, as I like to call it, with the Eastern Shore Self Care Expo.
Funny.
We are now 4 days away. I did a post yesterday. It was either yesterday or this morning. I can't remember. Kind of describing kind of how the idea of the Self Care Expo came to be, and it kind of, we've talked about it a bunch, Kathy. It kind of evolved from a kind of a dream of mine. I'd always had a dream about um, sitting around a table and folks just telling their stories of talking about their struggles and people supporting people and
Mm-hmm.
but I'd always kind of envisioned it as literally a big round table and everybody. I got that idea from watching the Hollywood Reporter, and they do a thing called the Round Table Series where actors will come on and talk about different things. So the idea of that format came from that,
Right.
and I'd always kind of thought about it that way. But as as I've kind of evolved in my journey, and then as the podcast has grown, that kind of evolved into, okay, how can we come together to make folks feel like they're not alone? And that's kind of one of the themes of what the podcast has become. And so that kind of got my wheels spinning, kind of combining those two things into, okay. And as we started having um, practitioners of self care on the podcast, I discovered that there's a lot of folks around here that I didn't know existed. So I got thinking, how can we, how can we fix that? Not just on the podcast, but in a different way as well. And that's when I asked you if anybody had ever done a self care fair or expo, and you were not aware of any, at least around this area. Um, not there are expos and fairs all the time throughout, not just this area, but everywhere in the country for suicide prevention or addiction services, or there's different causes have run walk events or fundraisers, and they kind of combine it, and they're fantastic and they're needed and they're wonderful. But I was kind of looking at it from a general overall self care and wellness, and between the two of us, we couldn't think of anybody that had really done it before in that way. So that's when the kind of the wheels started spinning for me, and I thought, how can we get all the folks or some of the folks that are in our community to showcase themselves and kind of let people know, hey, these are the things that me and my business or me and my organization offer in the self care and wellness mental health fields um, that serve our community so wonderfully. So it kind of went from there. About this time last year, I put a post out and said, hey, if this were to happen, would anybody be interested? And I was overwhelmed by the response. So I said, okay, it's going to be a thing. So I waited, let the holidays, let kind of everyone get through the holidays. And then the beginning of the year, I kind of reached out more formally and said, this is what we're doing. Let's go. We had some meetings with Colin and Marie about just kind of the basic format and what to expect and that kind of thing. And it kind of, it just kind of, the ball got rolling from there. And before we knew it, we had kind of filled all our tables and had a couple of food trucks that are going to come out there. And um, yeah, so that's kind of how it all started. And here we are 4 days away. And it's kind of, I told Cathy the other day, I started getting goosebumps the other day for the first time. Last Friday, I started getting goosebumps. And in my post, I'm like, and I said this, I was asking myself, Jay, you are a grown ass man. Why in the world are you getting goosebumps? And I was telling somebody, I kind of compare it to two things. Like Christmas Eve when you're a kid and you
Yeah.
just like, you
I
get
still
that.
feel that way Christmas.
Yeah. You wait, you're like anxious for that next day. And then also when I played softball, I would get goosebumps the week of a big tournament that was coming up.
Playoffs or whatever tournament.
Yeah. Not, but tournaments specifically. And I would get goosebumps for that. So it's, I compare it to those two things, but
Emotions,
yeah.
excitement.
So, and I think it'll probably, I'll probably be balancing a couple different things. I'll have anxiety for sure because I'll get there early and make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be and make sure it's running well, and I'll be worried about are people going to show up and that kind of thing. So I'll be anxious
Mm-hmm.
throughout the event. but I'll also be, I'll probably be there'll be some times where I look around and be, thankful and grateful and kind of amazed that there's far more folks out there that are like minded with me than I ever anticipated, as far as those who are interested and are passionate about self care and wellness. And it's always cool when any of us kind of find our group of people that have the same interests, that are like minded. And with me, because it's discovering me has been a fairly new thing in my life. Um, and my process of being to isolating myself, I never really thought about or wanted to be included in a group of whatever it was. But to kind of think, not only are there people that are willing to step up in our community and do these things every day, but they're like, hey, we're all trying this thing for the first time. This whole event it's the first time, at least around here. So we're kind of all in it together, and that's a pretty cool thing. We're all kind of, as they say, rowing the boat with the same direction, all with our oars paddling in the same direction.
Mhm.
So that's kind of cool. But I kind of wanted to get your thoughts, Kathy, as to kind of you know what you think of it in general, and kind of what you're hoping to kind of come from it.
Um, well, I think it's kind of a cool idea because, like in my business, which is community mental health, we do a lot of giving people handouts, right? I was just thinking, do I have anything in front of me? But I don't. Like there's a piece of paper, you
Brochures, yeah, yep.
brochures, and you might email somebody a list of resources or talk about resources. So I think this is for real and show and tell, and you can touch it and feel it and talk about it. So I'm kind of excited from that perspective that this is you get to try on the clothes and the shoes. You get to meet people and see what it's
See
about.
what self care fits for you. Yeah,
Yeah. So it's kind of what a cool I'm thinking of it like what a cool place to go where this is selfish. This self-care expo is selfish. This is about you, and you can be as selfish as you want to be and say I wouldn't mind trying this, or let me see what this is like for myself. I don't know, I just think this is a nice, good, pampering opportunity, and I'm just curious how I think when you get a lot of like-minded people like this together, they're gonna be just as excited to talk to each other and
yeah.
be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were in town, and this is so cool, and get ideas from and energy from one another. And maybe if it's a hit, then next year it's even bigger and we can add things. And so kind of excited.
Yeah, that's kind of my hope that um, out at the community center they've got a pretty new gym that they added onto the building not too
Yeah,
long ago.
it's
They,
nice.
that they also rent that part out, and it's bigger than the space we're using this year. And like we have, I say 41 tables, but it's probably 43 or 45 actual vendors because there are a couple that are sharing tables. Um, but hypothetically, if we were to bump up to the gym next year, we could have 50 or 60, and then also have a section just for demonstration. So if someone wanted to do a meditation demonstration, or if Vance wanted to come do a yoga whatever, we could do that. And so I'm kind of hoping that I'm hoping that folks are going to come out there and be like me, surprised at just what is offered in this community. Um, and like you said, Kathy, kind of walk around and see, oh, this looks kind of cool. I can incorporate this into my,
Yeah.
you know, regimen of whatever I'm doing. Um,
And I
but
tell
also,
you something. Oh, go ahead. I'm cutting you off.
but I'm also hoping, Kathy, that I'm sure there are many, many others that fit in the category of being a vendor for this expo that, for whatever reason, you know, chose not to participate. And I'm not throwing shade because I'm kind of like this too, where you kind of since it's something that's not been done, nobody knows whether it's the
Nobody knows.
vendors, the public, nobody. So I
Yeah.
think there are those that are kind of taking a wait and see attitude, and maybe they'll come out there and be like, "Oh, wait a minute, you know, let me be a part of next year." Um, so we've had folks that have had to drop out, and I expected that. You and I talked about that. I kind of picked an arbitrary number of 10% might drop out, and it's probably been pretty close. But we had a waiting list. We had folks that you know came in kind of in the last couple of months and would email me or contact me and say, "Hey, are the tables filled?" And I would say they are, but if someone drops out, I'll let you know. And I had quite a bit of a waiting list there for a while, so we always had someone on standby on deck to hop right in. And
And I'll tell you another thing for me, selfishly, I guess, is in the work I do this month, the month of September, is really noted for suicide education and prevention month. September is, and I know there's lots of different activities that happen throughout the year that honor some cause, but that one is one that's kind of near and dear to my heart. So the fact that we have a lot of mental health providers and therapists that are there and supportive kind of um, therapies there, I'm glad about that because as people are looking for different resources to suggest to family members or friends or even in their own practice, this is a nice thing to be able to learn about those entities and to try to just be good for mankind. You learn about this, and maybe you have a neighbor that's having a hard time or somebody that's struggling with something in their own life, and you could say, "Hey, I went to this and I learned about blah blah blah." Maybe you want to give them a call, actually grab their card for you.
yeah,
So I think that's kind of cool that it lines up in that month of prevention.
so September is also Self Care Awareness Month too.
Ah,
That's why we chose September. Remember?
see, I'm living in my own world where it's prevention, suicide prevention month. But you're right, self. So what's a good thing for that is self care.
So we're going
Yeah.
to have 40 some odd people out there. So you can go out and hopefully walk around, and even if you don't talk to everyone, just kind of check out their presentations and kind of see. And who knows, you, you know you might discover a modality that you never thought in a million years you would try.
If
We hear
nothing
all of
else,
it.
it's free. It's something to do
It's
on
free to the
Saturday
public. Yep.
morning.
Yep.
Uh,
There'll be a couple food trucks right outside, right near the entrance.
that
So
will be charging. That's the
yeah,
only
they
one.
will be charging, but you can grab a cup of coffee or a little snack. You can grab a breakfast sandwich or an early lunch. Kind of two birds with one stone. Um, kind of support them as well. So I thought what we do is we would try to
Yeah,
take a couple minutes for each vendor and kind
do
of
it.
go through the vendors as best we can. Hope we don't forget anybody. Bear with us because a lot of these folks, most of these folks, one of us are aware of, but there are a few that um, Kathy and I are not familiar with at all, other than contacting through emails when they decided to join the event. So we might have to take a second to kind of pop their information up on the website and read what they
Yeah,
do. But Kathy, I'm going to let you start with kind of some of the mental health staples in our area. Let you go through that and talk about them, and I'll kind of jump in.
I'm going to selfishly talk about myself. How about that? Can I start with myself?
Yep.
Um, Heck yeah. So we're going to have a table channel marker, and if you don't know what we are, we're a community behavioral health provider. Been serving this Tri-County area since 19 I was going to say 90. That's when I got married. Although it seems like marriage and channel marker were the same. 1982. So we've been at it a bit, and our niche of work is people in the public behavioral health system. We have day programs, and we have a group practice where people can come to therapy and get med management, case management. We help people find jobs. We have some residential group homes. We have a residential crisis center that's a step down to hospitalization or prevention to hospitalization. So we got lots of cool things going on here. We also do some suicide education and prevention work. We've been doing some work with first responders, particularly police officers, doing mental health check-ins. So we got all kinds of things that we dabble in at Channel Marker, and I would love for you to come see our table. Besides Channel Marker, we do also partner for the Midshore Suicide Coalition, and like I said, that is this is Suicide Education and Prevention Month. So I'd love for you to stop by that table. We have lots of data, fact sheets. How do you talk to someone that's having a really hard time or in a mental health crisis, or maybe has just experienced a trauma and they would like some help. So stop by there because we do have some resources that might be helpful. We have some good stress balls, pens. I'm sure we'll have candy to give out at our two tables. Come visit us there. I'm just going to stay in the mental health bracket. Yep. That's okay, right? We also are going to have Midshore Behavioral Health there. Now, Midshore Behavioral Health is not a service provider. They do not do services, but they are the local entity, the local arm, if you will, to the state's Behavioral Health Administration. So that crew over there, they are supportive to 5 counties. So it's our 3, Talbot, Dorchester, Caroline, and then Kent and Queen Anne. And the good thing about Midshore Behavioral Health is they're a real resource hub. They also house the main page of our Midshore Suicide Coalition that has lots of resources on it. They have a really good booklet, if you will, on their website. And I wanted to find it but I can't talk and find something at the same time. But anyway, they have a manual that they do every single year that every resource that you could possibly think of is in that that document, from shelters to mental health clinics, food pantry, you name it. It's just, if you're a clinician or you're somebody that's looking for services, that booklet has everything in it. So I appreciate the guys and gals over there at Midshore Behavioral Health. Let's talk about For All Seasons is going to be there. For All Seasons is a behavioral health clinic and rape crisis center, and they do a lot of great work across the counties. They might even be, I'm not sure, they might even be 9 counties. I think they're definitely 5 counties, but they offer a lot of counseling or therapy in the counties, and then they do a lot of marketing with services about sex trafficking. I'm looking at their portal right now. They have a podcast as well. They're trying to do work with first responders. They're clinical supports at the Talbot First Initiative. They always have a You Matter, No Matter What campaign for September for suicide education and prevention. Although they've added this year, What If I'm Fine Isn't the Whole Story. So when people say, yeah, I'm fine. So check out their website. They have a lot on theirs as well. Chesapeake Voyagers, there's somebody that has been in our community a really long time. So Chesapeake Voyagers is a peer support, a wellness and recovery center, but I'm going to read their actual line of what is peer support. Peer support specialists, which are people that work for them, and they're pretty impressive. I've read all the bios of people that work there. Peer support specialists are individuals with lived experience, meaning they've experienced themselves substance use, mental health challenges, or both together co-occurring. And they're there to offer support, guidance. They have a place here in Easton as well that you can go to, and they do a lot of great groups. They do some fun trips, and they're just a good addition to somebody that's really has been struggling in that space. How about Christopher Foundation for Life? Christopher, that's a 501c3 charity organization, and that family, Christopher, I'm trying to say what year, but anyway, at the age of 18, he lost his life in a car accident. So they've done a lot of fundraising and education as well to try to bring, we're all trying to do the same thing, bring attention to the fact that there's a lot of folks out there that need help and they may not want to talk about it. Rather it's Christopher was 17, rather talking about kids. Any demographic, probably, you could say, are afraid to reach out for help for whatever reason, whether it's aging, um, our law enforcement. All right, so that's that. Grace Street, a recovery community organization. Grace Street is they're pretty impressive.
They're very proactive.
Kelly Callahan, if,
Yeah.
if anybody knows her, she's a real go getter, and they're available 24 hours a day, every day. They operate the Talbot County Safe Station, which is a safe peer led space for anyone wanting to detox, inpatient or other treatment. They provide transportation services. That's a big deal because a lot of places, that might be a barrier that they can't transport people that are in a crisis. So, with these guys, people that are in, maybe has overdosed, they can transport and certainly help. That's a good entity. Let's see.
You
Where?
want, you want to take a break for a minute? Let me do a few.
Yeah, look, I'm still going.
No,
Go,
that's okay.
go,
That's all
go.
right. So also there's a organization called Wholesome Health. They are food based. They do nutrition services. Nutritionists. They're going to do food plans. They're actually going to be handing out some healthy little some little healthy little treats.
Say the name of that one again.
Wholesome Health.
Wholesome Health.
Yep.
Oh,
Then we have Phoenix Holistic Health and Wellness. They are massage therapy. We've got a few masseuses. Um, we have an organization called Let's Dress You, and this lady's a stylist. Ladies, you can go up to her table and she can look at you and say, based on your skin tone, your hair color, she's going to say, these are the best colors for you to wear. This is the best kind of makeup you should wear. She's going to style you, so you can. She actually has two tables, so she's gonna make you look good. You're gonna leave there and have some tips to
they might be popular.
how to. That's what I thought too. How to look good. Um, Big brothers and big sisters of the Eastern Shore. That's pretty self-explanatory. It's just a child and adolescent mentor group for both males and females. That's pretty straightforward. Um, Hearthstone Health and Fitness. They're a gym. They offer massage. They also do golf classes, golf coaching, golf specific training. And both Jenna, the fitness director, and Dan, the golf director, are both going to be there. And they're going to have some smaller equipment with them so they can do a body evaluation right on the spot. You can hop on a piece of equipment and they'll evaluate your body. And Dan's going to have some
Nice.
things where if you want to have your golf swing evaluated. He's going to do that for you as well while you're there. So that's pretty cool. Um, Foundations Island Yoga out of Canal, and that's pretty self-explanatory. I think they do both yoga and Pilates. Um, Bodyworks Energetics, that is Jordan Lexi. She does she has a magnesium based product business. Magnesium is one of the important electrolytes, but it's also important for some other things health wise as well. But she's also massage therapy, so she does that. But she also has the magnesium based line of products that she sells. She's going to sell.
She gonna sell them there
Yep, right at her table.
because we're
Um,
all we're all deficient in that, aren't we? A
well,
bit.
yeah, we
Or it's
can
hard
be.
to absorb, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Skin by Denise Hadaway. She does skincare things, but she's also another massage therapist. Um, WHCP Radio. Val Cavallari has been a wonderful support and promoter of the podcast. I've done a couple interviews. She does a series of interviews called Shore Stories, where she talks to folks that are doing good in the community or have a good story to tell in our
Oh yeah,
community.
yeah.
It's called Shore Stories. That's her show on WHCP. She's also going to be conducting little short 1 minute interviews with anybody who wants to go over and do an interview with her to potentially have it air, or you could talk to her about doing an official 5 or 10 minute interview down the line to to promote your service or tell your story. She's all about that. So she's going to be very accessible and helpful for that. A couple ladies, they have a place called 9S Studio, and it's an art gallery and classes, and I think they also do photography. I think one of them does photography and one of them does art. But
Hmm.
they have a little studio here in town. You can take art and or photography, I believe. Classes. I'm not sure if they do pottery, but I know for sure they do art, and I think photography is the other thing that they do. Um, yeah. Go ahead, Kathy. There's a couple other ones that you can do. I'm going to look up some of these other ones here,
Yeah,
so I
you
don't
got
want
it.
to.
The Sante group of the Eastern Shore, they're a crisis unit for the Eastern Shore, and they do the whole Eastern Shore 9 counties. They're also have a hotline, and there are people, licensed counselors that come on site for somebody that's experiencing a crisis. Perennial counseling. This is our friend Kawana Webb, and we're actually getting ready to partner with her for something else. But if people know her, she's a licensed clinical social worker, and she's been in the community a while and works in the school system. But she also has her own practice and has 3 others that work with her, and they're providing counseling services. YMCA of the Chesapeake, that everybody should know about their local YMCA's, right? But not only are they places that you can go work out, they also have summer camps for kids, and I think they have. I'm way past this, but they have at night outs for parents, swim lessons, turkey trot every Thanksgiving. So the Y is always a good community partner. Whole Being Health Group. That's our good friend Colin Perry, who also, has helped us think about how to do this. The Self Care Expo. And Colin is a certified massage therapist, and she has others that work in her.
Acupuncture, yeah.
Marie is an acupuncturist. I'm not even going to say Marie's last name right. Nuthall. I don't know that I've said her name before.
Nuttall.
So Marie is an acupuncturist, but she has another person. I'm trying to think what she is and do this quickly. A couple acupuncture girls, an osteopath physician that works for her. So different kind of alternative therapy people that work in her practice. So thanks to Colin. And
So let me pick up some more here, Kathy.
okay, go.
The Chestertown Wellness Collective.
Mm,
They're basically a spa. They do a little bit of everything: massages, facials, waxing. They kind of they're the pamper place up in the Chestertown area to go to. Cheryl Zucker is a psychic medium, and she's also a Reiki master. She's going to be there. Catherine Petzold, who's been on the podcast,
mhm.
she is a social worker, but she kind of does a lot of work. She does couples boot camps. That's kind of where she leans. She does other things too as well in her practice, but her kind of thing that she's really kind of hooked on now is she does couples retreats and does couples counseling. Um, Troop 596 out of Kent Island. This is very interesting. They are an all girls Boy Scout troop. Apparently there are young ladies out there that prefer to do the activities that are traditionally um, kind of what the Boy Scouts do. They don't want to sell cookies. They want to like learn how to build a fire or what. So they've kind of created an all girls Boy Scout troop up on Kent Island. So yeah, they're going to be joining us. Go ahead, Kathy. Pick up there.
I'm going to talk about this improv Easton, and they're on Facebook. They're a nonprofit, Talbot County's favorite and only improv troupe. So they're really kind of cool. They shared our Self Care Expo as well, but they have some intro to improv classes on Tuesdays beginning September 16th through October 21st, 7:39 in Easton. And I did personally get to witness them in action, and I it's funny because you're just making stuff up as you go, kind of thing. And they it's funny because when they shared ours, they said improv equals self-care. I love that. But these guys do a really good job, and we used them as a like a team building exercise one time with a leadership group I'm involved in. How about Cameron Fisher? Our friend Cameron
Yep, Adventures with Cameron.
works as a travel agent, and she that girl just knows everything. I mean, to live Cameron's life, right? She has been on, I think, every cruise ship there's been, and she just travels and has fun and comes back and tells us about it. So there you go. You can book your travel. Um, One of my faves, alternative therapy in Easton. I love alternative therapy, and they're they're going to tell you all of their different kind of things that they going on. Girls, they got the tox, they got the Botox that they offer. I have enjoyed them for IV injections where you can get. You're talking about magnesium. I know I have. Before I've gone on a trip, I may have gotten an IV that has vitamin C in it, magnesium, and different kind of things to pump me up to build my immunities because I'm always afraid I'm going to go on one of these cruises and come back with 10 diseases. And they have a lot of skincare products that I use personally. I think I probably need a little more if you look at me closely. But yeah, so that's an interesting alternative to wellness there. And they have nurse practitioner and nurses, and they do a lot of things too with taking blood and seeing what you're deficient in. And there's a gazillion things people go in there for. They're really busy. All right, Jay, throwing it
So
back.
I've got Hands and Heart Healing right here out of Easton. Um, they do health and relationships, alignment for health and relationships, empowerment coaching, medical massage, and energy healing. So they're just kind of a good wellness kind of resource. There's also an organization called Serendip PT, and not serendipity, but PT are the last two letters, and that's kind of gives it away. They are
Yeah.
physical therapy. They just do just varying kinds of physical therapy. So you got what else, Kath?
I know. I'm adding my list. Let's see. How about coastal counseling? Did we talk about coastal?
They hold on. We did not.
Coastal counseling and wellness in Easton. Looks like wellness workshops. Um, I would like to know more about them. I know Wendy. Wendy Cross is in charge of that. Yes, I know Wendy. Okay, so that's her. What else are we missing?
Reflexology by Stacy. She's coming from Salisbury.
Okay,
I don't know anything about reflexology, to be honest with you.
I don't either.
So that's going to be another one where I'm going to.
Did we talk about coastal retreat yoga and Pilates?
I did. Yep, I
Okay.
did that one already.
Well,
Here we go.
you got a second shout out.
Tidemark Intervention Services.
That might be one that I don't have.
It's a mental health clinic. They're kind of all they have a locally based office here, but they have offices kind of throughout. Um,
Did we talk about 9S Studios?
yes, yep, I did.
I'm really listening today, aren't I?
Okay, here's another one. Here's another one. Oh shoot, golly day.
What else we got today?
Easton. Man, it's so
I
funny.
feel like
I'm
we're
trying to
giving
type
this.
Easton Aesthetics.
Hmm.
Easton Advanced
Easton
Aesthetics.
Advanced.
Yep. Medical Spa.
Hmm. Yeah, I see.
Botox,
That
fillers, Sculptra, wellness, laser hair removal. Yep, that's Easton Advanced Aesthetics.
I think you're going to be good for the radio. I think you could fill in for the radio, Jay.
Oh, here's one. Here's a big one. The Village Maternal Holistic Wellness
Oh,
Center.
yes. Right.
Sam and her crew over there. We
Hmm.
actually had Dr. Kendra Jones on from the village, and she talked about
Yeah.
acupuncture with us. She talked Cathy into getting acupuncture.
I know, and I
Cathy,
didn't do it yet.
no, she talked you into the possibility of
Yeah, yeah,
acupuncture.
yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
they're
I
kind
know
of
we're
a
going to do it.
collective. They have, I mean, they have everything for expectant mothers, new mothers, child services, marriage counseling. I mean, they kind of cover a little bit of everything. So um, it'll be kind of cool to. It's funny, Kathy. I've spoken to all these people
Yeah.
online or via text or message, but it'll be really cool to kind of um, put a name to a face. I just found another one we haven't done yet. Let's see here. Our friend Colin Potts, who was on not too long ago, and his organization. Oh, I hate that. You try to type fast.
I know. And then your fingers get too big. And
It's ROSM, and that stands for Regenerative Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. They do kind of cutting edge, um, like platelet therapy, just kind of things that are kind of outside of kind of traditional medicine. Well, they're outside of traditional medicine now because they're, you know, kind of cutting edge, kind of some things that for the most part are not covered by insurance because they've not been they're newer procedures. Yeah, just like once upon a time, cupping was brand new that
oh,
nobody
yeah.
wanted. Cupping's become a normal thing.
Normal part of it.
So yeah, Colin Potts, he's the COO, I believe, of ROSM. They will be joining us as well. Um, K Services. This one is a organization that they're kind of all over Maryland, but they do kind of autism services. They
Hmm.
provide support for mostly families that deal with those on the spectrum. So there, that'll be kind of neat to talk to them. Um, I think Kathy.
We get them all?
I'm double checking. Oh, Market America is another um, nutrition and what's the word? I always forget this word. Golly day.
I'm not able to help.
Um, I want to. It's an S word. I want to say substance, but it's not substance. Nutrition and golly day. I'm a freaking former personal trainer. I can't remember, and I always forget this word.
It's called
Always.
overload.
Um,
Does it go together?
yes, nutrition and
Supplement?
supplement. That's it. I always I
I just
always.
Googled it.
Um, so that yeah, they do nutrition and supplements. They're going to have little giveaways and handouts as well. Let's see if we got all the rest of them. I believe we did.
Does she want to review the food vendors?
Yep, you're right. I'm glad you reminded me. So, Easy Access Eats is going to be the big food trailer. Um, they're going to do like coffee, drinks. They'll do breakfast sandwiches. They'll do lunch sandwiches, um, that kind of thing. They're going to be the kind of the headliner that kind of covers those who are like hungry. And then we have the other lady is T's Divine Treats. She's gonna have if you got a if you're hankering for if you got a sweet tooth or cupcakes and cookies and
Heck yeah.
cakes
That's
and
wellness.
pies. Um,
That's self care.
but you gotta treat yourself. From time to time. You can have even the Rock. has a cheat day. So, um, yeah, those are the two. We tried to have more. We've had some issues with the whole food vendor part of this, but we've got well, there'll be plenty of stuff that folks can grab a little snack or whatever, a cup of coffee, that kind of thing, and kind of yeah. And if you're watching and you're planning on coming out, or if you're a vendor and you're watching this, there is a new rear entrance to the community
Oh
center
yeah.
off of Longwoods Road. Longwoods Road, at least to some degree, is now open back up. It was shut down for many months. So you can now get on Longwoods Road and go in the back way. And that's going to take you to the same parking lot that the Route 50 access would take you to. I don't know if the Route 50 access will still be open. They, on the Parks and Rec website, they talked about wanting folks to get used to using the rear entrance, so that it would not be as much of a shock and a surprise all at once. So it may still be available. So, but they for sure the rear entrance is now available, so you can. It will literally drive you right into the parking lot you're going to park in anyway. So it's kind of um, it could be kind of more convenient, really.
So how do you get to that again? So usually we go up and then kind of
Turn
cross.
left. Turn left at the red light. Take that very first right
Which red light? Oh.
at,
But
at the airport.
and
Turn
then
left like you're going
go
like
in the back way.
pretend like you're going to the airport, and immediately take that right. That's Longwoods Road.
Did they
The
say that was temporary, or that's what they're trying to do? They said that they're trying to do for the future.
well, this it's going to be there's going to be a permanent one, but they've just kind of put in a paved road because they have to shut down the front entrance to build the main entrance. So they'll probably spruce up what is now the temporary road later on, but you have to have access to the community
Because
center. So,
sometimes it is hard right there. You gotta like make sure you
well, it was
hold off
hard
your life.
a couple of weeks ago. I went out. I tried to go out there on a Friday morning, forgetting that all the Ocean City traffic
It's
was,
traffic.
and the light had them backed up to the community center. So I had to go
Oh
one
my
more U-turn
gosh.
down and turn
Wow.
around.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
you can now either turn at Old Mill like you're going to work and then take that road back and go that way down Longwood Road,
Yeah.
or turn at the airport left, make the first right, and that runs parallel behind the
Okay.
community center, and it will dump you in. And they say they've got signs up because people are going to
Yeah.
have to get used to that. You're going to go through the new roundabout traffic circle that they built for the hospital complex back there.
I need
So
to go back there. I'll tell you what, it is a
go
lot
back
of
there Friday.
traffic.
When you come meet me Friday morning, go that way.
I'll tell you where else is. I guess this connect. Does this connect? Like if you go back where Aqua Pool is,
Yep.
where the old Black and Decker was, and keep on going, like
It connects you on the Goldsboro Neck Road. Yeah.
yeah, it's like this is a
Mistletoe
whole
Drive. Yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
they
that's
just connected that end. The most of that's already been was back there, but they added that leg off of Goldsboro Neck a few months ago. Yeah. Um, yeah. So
how was
there's
that?
kind of a little nutshell version of the folks that are going to be vendors and the food vendors this Saturday. Um, we hope to see everyone out there. Weather's supposed to be absolutely perfect. Not that it matters; it's inside. But for the food vendors, it would matter. But it's supposed to be 75 and sunny.
Well,
So
nice weather just gets everybody out.
yeah. So yeah, it's from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Talbot County Community Center. We will be in the curling rink room. So you'll go in that side door off that one um, public parking spot on the left hand side of the building, and then you kind of they'll kind of direct you. They'll be there's kind of only one way to go really. So you'll kind of turn and go down the hallway, and that takes you directly to where we're going. Um, yeah, we hope to see everyone there. So before we get out of here, Kathy, what have you been watching? Anything that you've been watching lately?
We're gonna skip the trivia tonight, huh?
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. Yep. I'm glad you reminded me. I got my mind on the expo so much. I was so worried about making sure I get everybody in that I forgot about that. I do have a question, but you go ahead and ask your question.
You're such a gentleman. So I will discuss in the next segment what I watched at the movie.
Yep.
I'm on this week, and then I also did watch another movie, and this is where my question is. All right, in the film Good Will Hunting,
Yep.
which is what I rewatched, right? And that's one that you and I like. Um, Robin Williams' character Sean, he gives many speeches, but in this particular one, he talks to Matt Damon's character. You know this answer already.
The park bench scene. Yep.
No, not that scene. Not that scene.
Okay.
Not that scene. He
Okay.
he is in his office and he tells him a repeated line. He's trying to see. This isn't fair how I'm doing this one, right? So he's in his office. He finally has a break. He has a breakthrough with Will Hunting, because he was his therapist, and it's toward the end, and he kept repeating this one line over and over and over again until Will Hunting kind of breaks down in tears and hugs him. It's kind of a pivotal point in this therapeutic session.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He says over and over, "It's not your fault."
That's it. You got
Yeah.
it. Yes. It's not your fault.
And he walks closer and closer as he says
Yeah.
it. Every time he says it, he gets a step closer.
And first he's mad and he pushes him away, and
Yep.
then it's the line that
It's
breaks
funny.
him.
I watched a reaction video of a woman watching Good Will Hunting for the first time yesterday. So I actually kind of watched most of the movie, really. Um, and it's just so good. It's so freaking good. Um, Kudos to Matt and Ben for writing that. I mean, they wrote that. I mean, they just out of the blue, just original screenplay, just went, you know, just so good. And it's funny. The
I
girl,
was doing some research. I'm sorry, I'm hearing somebody outside my building here, or outside my office. I didn't realize that. I thought that. So Matt went to Harvard, but Ben did not. I didn't realize.
he went to a college nearby.
I didn't
One of the other
realize
schools.
that. I
Yeah,
thought they both did, and I've
no,
probably been saying that.
I knew one, but I always got confused which
And
one.
they both didn't finish
Right.
because, and I didn't realize that. You try to look up some history here. Sorry, I'm being really distracted by the sound of somebody outside my office.
Yeah, they won the Oscar for best original screenplay, and Robin Williams won the Oscar for best supporting actor.
That what year? What was it? Not late '90s?
97. 97?
Maybe.
No. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was 97, but I could be wrong. All right, so you ready for this question?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the names of 3 songs.
Uh oh.
They all went to number one. I want you to tell me what year
Ah.
all these songs went to number one in what
Okay.
year? Um, Hello by Lionel Richie.
Already got a guess. Go ahead.
Let's Go Crazy by Prince. And Jump by Van Halen.
All right. Uh So I'm gonna admit that "Let's Go Crazy's" throwing me a little bit. So I'm just gonna talk through this. This is not my final answer. I'm talking through it. So my first gut when you said hello was 1984. Then we said "Let's Go Crazy." I was like, man, I was thinking that they really played that whole Purple Rain album at our homecoming, 1985, but which would have been 1984. And then Jump. Okay, I'm going 1984.
You're correct.
Thank you.
And I put the Jump one in there because Van Halen's album was called 1984.
Didn't remember that.
But check this out. So here's some other ones that went number one that year. When Doves Cry by Prince. I Just Called to Say I Love You, Stevie Wonder. Missing You by John Waite. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Say, Say, Say by Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go by Wham.
Wham.
Caribbean Queen by is it Billy Ocean?
Billy Ocean.
Yeah. There's others, but I took my screenshot and couldn't
There's
fit them all
good
in.
tunes back then.
There was 20 different songs that went to number one that year because obviously some of them were number one for multiple weeks. But yeah, I didn't want to. I thought she's gonna think I'm doing an 85
I
year.
did.
but I'm going to trick her and do 1 year older. But you got it. You figured it out.
Yeah,
And,
man.
but and I included Jump in there because, like I said, that album, the Van Halen album, was called 1984. So I thought if she knows anything about Van Halen, that will give it away. So cool. So
How about
we
we're so
both got that. We both got the trivia right tonight.
yes.
Um, so go ahead. What have you been watching lately? What did you watch?
So I'm a good student. I watched. Oh shoot! You know what? I watched Goodwill Hunting. Maybe I might have been lazy this week. I watched Goodwill Hunting. We watched a Netflix show called The Thursday Murder Club. Have you seen that yet on Netflix? You okay?
What's it, what's it called?
The Thursday Murder Club.
I've
And
not seen it.
actually, this woman was on People Magazine. I saw it. So it's kind of like our Only Murders thing.
Which is
It's
on tonight.
I know.
3 episodes are on, they're out. But anyway, go
Or is
ahead.
it, okay, let me go back to Thursday Murder Club. So I think it's new on Netflix, and it's oh my gosh, was he in this movie? Pierce Bronson was in it. Um, was Mark Harmon in this? Which I didn't realize. Mark Harmon, in my mind, is still young.
He's
Like
old.
I was like,
I'm not trying to be offensive,
I'm
but
like, did they age him? But in my mind, he's not that old. Anyway, so it's such a it's a cute movie. It's a cute show, movie, whatever. Where they're in this really nice retirement facility that's like beautiful buildings on this huge property. I mean, if I could live in that, I'm ready to move in now. But
is it
anyway,
brand new? Is it a brand new
I
movie?
think it's new, and they're trying to solve, and they get together, and anyway, that was cute. And then I saw Goodwill Hunting for research purposes, and again, I've seen it before. It's been a while, but my kids love that movie. FYI, like, and I'm like, why do you like that movie? Because it is got some age to it now, and it's a real life story, and they just feel like the message of that movie is just really good, which is interesting.
That
Um,
movie is older than all your kids.
and they love that movie, love it. And my youngest said it's probably one of his favorite movies.
Yeah. It's not. It's probably top 20 for me. It's not top of my
But
list, but
wouldn't you
it's.
think they would be more into the action and whatever, and that movie
I
resonates
mean,
with them?
it's kind of the message, Kathy, is just. I mean, it's so universal. It's just both Matt Damon's character and Robin Williams' character are both have struggled and are struggling in different ways, and they kind of are therapy for each other. Because if you remember, like all the lines that Robin Williams would throw at Matt Damon's character, he would throw back about as far as like, all right, you lost your wife, now what? You pick up and find somebody new, and you know and you can tell when Matt left, when this character leaves the office that day, you can see Robin Williams' gears spinning like, "Ooh, that was a good point he made." You know,
Well, and in reality,
he
there's a
allowed
lot,
him to therapize him to help the connection.
which
Yeah,
in reality wouldn't happen or shouldn't happen. But
right.
the point of it is not that. For entertainment purposes, that's just a really interesting movie. Anyway, there's that. And then the last thing I did was I went to the movies Friday night, and I saw Freakier Friday,
Yep, it was a nice
which
little movie. Yeah, it was
I
funny and
thought,
cute. Yeah, good family movie.
I really got mad at the movies. You want to know why? So when Superman came out, I really wanted that Superman popcorn bucket. I think we've discussed that, and I did not want to pay $21 or whatever it was. So then I saw on the website that there was a summer sale for like $9. The dang Superman popcorn bucket was sold out. They said you could try Salisbury. I'm like, who do I know in Salisbury that could go see if that Superman bucket is there and buy that for me, and I will send them
Courtney.
the Courtney, I know. I'm like, why do I want that Superman bucket so bad? I missed the sale. Yeah.
So I haven't been to the movies in a couple of weeks. I didn't go this past Friday. I'm not going this Friday, but I did. I watched, and it's been all over the internet. Like people are talking about this everywhere. It's called Unknown Number: The High School Catfish.
Oh, I heard about that.
So you know what catfishing is, right?
Yeah, I heard about that.
So these two high school kids that were dating were both getting catfished, and they tried to figure out for 2 years who it was and got the police involved, and so the documentary is all about all of that. And I tell you, Kathy, this story is out there,
Really?
um, but it's so worth a watch because man, it's like it's one of those things again, true story. This really they actually talk to the people in the documentary. Um, you think that there are weird things that happen in this world and in this country, and then a documentary like this pops up, and you're like, man, I thought I'd seen all the weird stuff. This one is out there. Um, I will say that it gets a little, just a tiny bit explicit because they literally read the text messages,
Mm.
and some of them are explicit, but they're, all of them are bad. All of them are just horrible in their own way. But there are a couple here and there that are pretty explicit. So I will warn you about that, but not very many. Um, but that's definitely worth a watch. And I've been going backwards in the seasons of Love Is Blind. I just finished season 7 of the U.S. So now I've seen season 8 and season 7. I'm going to start season 6 at some time. But tonight,
Mm.
as soon as I get off here and I
So
get straight
wait,
with the podcast, I'm hopping on Hulu and I'm tuning in to Only Murders in the Building. Um,
now you said they're dropping 3 at one time, or is it one a week for 3 weeks?
nope, the first 3 are out right now. You can watch all 3 of them right now.
That's a problem.
And now next week they'll do one per week after that. So you can go watch the first 3 episodes right now if you want to.
This isn't going to be a problem. I don't know what to do if I should space them out. I'm so excited for this because you got me on this, and I'm so excited. And how long I've been waiting, and because I'm excited.
Over a year because last year they
Year.
released it in June, so it's been
I'm
over a
excited
year.
to get my buddy back, Martin Short, Oliver Putnam. That's my fave. I know that's not your favorite. That's my favorite.
So I'm curious to see.
So funny.
They did show who the new people are, the new actors are, but
Your favorite, Selena, right?
yeah, I'm a big, just in general, just as a human being, I'm a big Selena Gomez, the human
I
being
mean,
fan.
I want to go see
Big
Steve
time.
Martin and Martin Short. I just think they're hilarious, but particularly Martin
She
Short.
just did an interview. I saw a clip today. She did an interview on Amy Poehler's podcast. And Amy Poehler was one of the producers for Inside Out.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep. So she talked to her about that. And Selena was like, Amy, I want to give you congratulations for just an amazing. She said she watches it with her sister. Selena's got a younger sister that's probably 12, 13. There's a pretty big age gap. But anyway, she said, Amy, I watched it not too long ago with my sister, and I cried.
I still
She's like,
haven't seen it. The second one.
And Inside Out 2 is even better.
I didn't see the second one.
Oh, Kathy.
I know. I saw the first one. I didn't see the second
It
one.
introduces anxiety as one of the new emotions.
I just haven't, but I need to.
But I'd forgotten that Amy Poehler was
So
involved.
what are we going to do next week? Are we going to talk about Only Murders?
Oh, well, of course. It'll just be a matter of how many episodes
We'll have to warn people at this time, if you haven't watched it,
Yep.
you just better hit pause or hit end.
But if you've been watching this, Cathy and I both highly, highly, highly recommend Only Murders in the Building. Tonight is season 5. 4 or 5.
Jay, you and I should be invited by them to be like their fan club because they have one. So we should be on the sidewalk with those people, the fan club.
I'd be all for any kind of anything with that. That Ted Lasso, I would do both of those two.
We're excited. Yeah. We're excited for so many things. We got lots. This today, September the 9th, is officially this season of stuff that's coming back to us. We got it. I'm excited. Stranger Things is coming. Only Murders.
Yep, that's just a couple months away. Yeah.
We are going to be on fire. We're going to be watching some stuff. This is good. This is good viewing.
Yeah. Since the movies are really struggling to put out some good stuff, maybe the streaming will pick up and help.
Then come January, we're going to be like, Yeah. We're going to have nothing again.
But probably, Kathy, what will happen is there will be some new show that will become the new Ted Lasso. Because nobody knew what Ted Lasso was until it came to be. Something will. I mean, Summer I Turned Pretty has kind of been that.
Look, that started to come on last night after go to a hunting, and then everybody's like, "What is this?" I said, "I think Jay said that was good, but we are not going to watch
It
that
is
this
good.
time."
I don't think your boys would. Well, they might because it is a lot of kind of like teenage and young boy adult shenanigans, and so they. I mean, there's a possibility that they would like it. Um,
Well, but the murders is on. What
well,
we
the
got
thing
to tell
about
people this.
the summer turned pretty is there's a Taylor Swift connection
Mm,
because that came from books. It was
okay.
just like a lot of stuff. But anyway,
Oh, I think that the Thirsty Murder Club came from a book too. By the way.
but Taylor Swift had read the books, and the writer, who is the writer of on the show, they've been in. So, in other words, there's a lot of Taylor Swift music in the show.
Oh, okay.
Taylor has like
Mhm.
I don't want to say she's given it away, but she's like let them use her like all. It's so filled with Taylor Swift music. That and Olivia Rodrigo are kind of the two. Yeah, it kind of fits with the yeah.
So, what time are you watching tonight?
As soon as I get straight with the podcast and get it kind of out into the
So you might
world.
be finished before. I can't see. I think I'll probably wait till like 9.
Yeah, I'm waiting for another show. The one I told you about that had the worst villain that I hate the
Oh
most.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's called Tell Me Lies. It's
yeah.
been on 2 seasons. I think season 3 they said it was early 2026. That show's so it's so good and so bad at the same time. It's roller coaster ride of emotions. Like you get so mad, but then you're like, yes, the bad guy got it, but then not really. It's just it's one of those keep you on the. It's almost like a psychological thriller, almost like a watered down. But yeah.
Well, I'm sure I'll be texting you later.
But yeah.
I'll be
Anyway,
texting.
guys, thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you all at the Eastern Shore Self Care Expo. A lot of Eastern Shore names. Um, this weekend, 8 to 12 at the Tom County Beauty Center in Easton. So take care, and we hope to see you there. Take care, guys.